celebration, we will revisit some of the highlights and milestones that have shaped this convention into what it is today. Here we have that. Our special guest, Shri Atul Kumar Tiwari, Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India. Mr. Munjaz Shroff, Co-Chair, AVGC XR Forum. And another luminary from the industry, Dr. Ashish Kulkarni, Chairman, FICCI AVGC XR Forum and founder, Punar Yog. May we please have a round of applause. Okay, to begin our proceedings, I have the pleasure of inviting Mr. S.K. Pathak, Secretary General of FICCI, to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed audience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar. It's our proud privilege to host such a glittering set of dignitaries who are all well known to all of you. I just wanted to make 3 or 4 points. The first is the story that Mr. K.V. Kamath of ICICI Bank told us. All of you have heard of ICICI Bank. And K.V. Kamath said around 10, 15 years ago that as a nation's per capita income changes, its politics and entertainment change. So he said that if per capita income is lower than $500 US, most people are poor, and you just focus on the bare necessities, roti, kapda or makan, food, shelter, clothing. When per capita income rises to $1,000 US, then some people have money, and they spend it on consumer items, malls and multiplexes. And when per capita income crosses around 1,500 to 2,000 US, that is the time when the nation starts getting good governance, good infrastructure. And the smartest set of people in our country are actually our elected politicians. And they have adapted their politics in the last 30, 40 years as we have gone up the per capita income curve. Equally, the smart set of people are filmmakers and Bollywood, which is why in the 70s we used to have roti, kapda or makan like this. In the 90s, when we became slightly more prosperous, we had Jeete Hain Shaan Se, Marte Hain Shaan Se. And now we have movies like Shanghai and Peoply Live that explore things that we could never have thought of in the 70s and 80s. So here's a round of applause to the media and entertainment industry. The second point I wanted to make is that the future is more important than the past. And FICCI has been around for some time. Gandhiji spoke at our 4th AGM on the 7th of April, which is our foundation day, and that we will celebrate in Mumbai, given that Mumbai is the most important city for all of us in business. The future for FICCI frames, all of you.
And now, let me welcome our star of the day on the stage, Ms. Hande Hashil, the Turkish superstar sensation. Thank you. Following Mr. Pathak's welcome note, it is my privilege to introduce Shri Subhash Ghai ji, a stalwart in the world of filmmaking and education. Shri Ghai's industry address promises to provide invaluable insights into the current landscape and the future trajectory of our industry. Shri Subhash Ghai ji.
Good morning, everyone. सब जोर से बोलेंगे गुड मॉर्निंग तो अच्छा लगेगा. That is the spirit. That is the spirit. आज बहुत अलग से सवाल होने चाहिए। अगर रूटीन क्वेश्चन तो पाठक साहब पूछ ही लेंगे आपसे, लेकिन ऐसा होना चाहिए कि ये लगे कि we have evolved somewhere and we change the atmosphere of these kind of panels speaking. It should not be boring, even at the cost of some humor around with us. So he asked me one question: what has changed since 1997 to 2024 at FICCI Frames? गलियां साफ हो गई हैं, रोड बदल गई हैं, मकान बड़ी रीडेवलपमेंट में आ गए हैं, मेट्रोज आ गए हैं, प्लेन बढ़ गए हैं। जितना भी डेवलपमेंट आपने देखा है हमारे कंट्री में, फिल्में अलग हो गई हैं, OTT आ गया है, एवरीथिंग इज चेंज टुडे। और इसका एक कंट्रीब्यूशन, एक फैक्टर और एक मूवमेंट एंड एक इनिशिएटिव का क्रेडिट मैं फिक्की को भी देता हूं। Because in 1997 we were always discussing in these panels what will happen to our country, how we are going to take forward this country in our thinking, in our thoughts, in our action, and in our vision. And I remember very specifically that I used to say that India needs human development more than any kind of development. India needs intellect development. India needs artists. India needs skilled people. And that time, people were reacting. Even my friends in bureaucracy also said कि भैया ये सुनते सुनते तो 30 साल हो गए हैं, अभी तक तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता. But I must give the full credit to the government, subsequent government, and particularly the bureaucracy. They understood the things and they took it forward on the insistence on recognizing FICCI. I remember that government recognized FICCI that time, and they recognized every initiative and they discovered this is a good platform to bring all those people who are responsible and to interact with each other, and let's have their point of view. And I remember how media education was important. I used to tell that time. I have been making films, as you know, from a simple boy from Delhi and doing my BCom and going to a FTI for my training in cinema. Then I started acting, writing, directing, producing, corporate, and then education at my Western Gold Film School. Now today they have 1,100 students in media and entertainment. And I'm happy. Now we are making filmmakers. I used to make films now. So journey has been quite joyful and with a lot of challenges, a lot of struggles. But I remember I want to point out here on this occasion is when I had money in 1997. I had an experience. I made 12 blockbusters films. And I had a lot of money. And I said, what to do with this money? Believe me. इस पैसे का क्या करूँगा मैं? तो मेरे ऑफिस में, in my office, there were a lot of newcomers coming, pouring in. The talent, actors, writers, singers. He said, you have given an opportunity to so many stars. You have produced so many stars as a choreographer, as a director, as an actor. Why don't you give us a chance? And they were all boys and girls who were from different states, from Bihar, from Northeast. And they said, we do not know anyone in Bombay, sir. So I said, Bruce, I make a film in one film in 2 years. I cannot give you all of you chances. And that time I remember I met Mr. Dilip Kumar, he was my favorite actor and friend. And I asked him, should I open a studio? A film studio like Raj Kapoor studio, like Gurudutt studio, Vishant Ram? or should I open a film school? He said, film school. He said, you should work on it, Subhash. And I know you're a person who would like to share with the younger generation. Because you like new talent, you like new people, young kids to groom. And from there I started my work on opening one of the finest film school or media school in India. I went abroad and visited 32 film schools from Europe to Japan to America, every country. And I did my research work, and I was surprised to see one thing which I never knew. Because I was educated like a kid, an ordinary pass marks. ज़्यादा कोई first class, first studio नहीं था उसमें. Because I used to ask myself, if the whole examination is based on 6 questions in a year, why should I study whole year? I will ask my friend, send me 12 questions, I will cram it, and I will have a pass marks. So there is no need to study in a study. There is a difference between a study and cramming a thing. Pass होने का मतलब होता था. So that time I realized in America that they have started, they educate their children about media and entertainment sector from the class of fifth standard. From 5th standard, that students have to take one optional subject, either sports or media. And we didn't have in India. We could never think about that. And that time I came to know that we are living on a memory-based education in India. When they are developing, they are the skill-based education. So I could understand the difference between these two. I'm talking about the journey, how I got this. And then I came back again to the FICCI events and to various government. And I told them, listen, sir, we should develop the skill-based education. I was from FTI, fine. And then I designed the whole course with my film industry across. Best of the people, best of the directors, they designed the courses for me. And we worked very hard for 5 years to design the courses. And the philosophy of education. It's not a building of whistling goods or motor and brakes, which works. What is important is that how do you visualize and how to make a vision to educate your children. Right from their toddler age, right from when they are kids, newly born kids, you could see the newly born kids is attracted to certain toys of science, or toys of wonder toys. And you come to know within 3 years कि ये बनेगा, इसका interest यहाँ है. But there is no opportunity for the children for the 5 years to 10 years कि उसको उस direction में भेजा जाए, because there were no schools like them, there were no courses like them, there was no education like that. So it was important for us that we could interact with each other, and I developed the whole thing. In 2006, I started Whistling Woods with 80 students. Today we have 1,100 students, and we have 3,700 students working in media. Now, wherever I go to any studio, I find my students there, and 4,000 students working in the media companies is a huge joy for anyone. And what we did was, what I get the compliment, best compliment from their bosses and CEO, is that they are very good. The most important is they are very humble. They are learner. They feel they are still students. They are not masters. And that is the best quality from the Muslim students from Muslim bodies. So that is called the soft side of an artist or a technician when you develop them. That is very, very important that you profess, you infuse the philosophy of human development first in him. He has to be a good person to be a good artist. He has to be good artist to be a good technician or a craftsman. And when these things happen together, then you see the country develops with a different generation. Gone are the generation like us, where we had nothing. But we have to think tomorrow's generation that how we can go further. And I'm very happy that initiatives like this